listening to the Potsy and Tino show. And that's not a bad thing, monkey. That's a good thing. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Potsy and Tino show proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Road Dog, Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Pochak. That's right, the Old Age Outlaws. And Tino, let's go ahead and start with, what's your shirt say?
It says, where the fuck did Joe come from? And
Wait,
that's all.
Dropping the F-bombs already, man. Gee.
You asked me what it said.
Yeah, but you could have just held it up.
Oh.
It's too late now. You already dropped your one F-bomb of the night.
I'm grown. I do what I want.
And apparently, just going ahead and talking a little bit about wrestling. Joe made an appearance last night.
Yeah, he's back in the commentary booth. He is back on the.
You completely stopped. Did we lose Tino? We lost Tino. Folks, as with all live broadcasts, this type of thing can always seem to happen. So let me message Tino. And maybe have him sign back in. Man, we just can't get anything right on this show. We're going to stop our screen share. Tino bounced off. And I'm messaging him real quick. Try to get him back on the show. Don't know what's going on with him. Let me see. Did he hop back in? Okay, he hopped back in. Let's go ahead and add him back to the stream. What happened?
I don't know. All of a sudden, my computer went. I don't know what.
The YouTube police for dropping your one F-bomb already.
What now?
The YouTube police for you dropping your one F-bomb already.
YouTube police. All right. I'm sorry, YouTube. I won't do it again.
YouTube police.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
YouTube police.
He said, bad boys, bad boys. So, yeah, apparently Joe is back on the commentary.
So I found that interesting that Joe was back on commentary specifically because Jerry the King Lawler was obviously at Raw last night.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're trying to keep going with the young, a younger team. Also, I think Joe is because he's so accident prone. I think they're still trying to, if they figured if they can't use him in the ring. I mean, he's a pretty good commentator, so I guess they figured they'll use him in a commentary booth and make the money out of him that way.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when CM Punk used to work for the WWE and he was out for a little while, so they just put him on the commentary booth for a while.
I like him there. I liked him on the commentary. I mean, I rather wrestling, but he was good on commentary as well.
One of the so I obviously want to get into what's going on with us, but while we're already on a topic of wrestling, you know what I would really like to see them try to do? Right now with no audience, like the atmosphere is different, right? Like everything just feels like practice to me. I don't know. And yet we saw when they did the Boneyard match and the Bray Wyatt Funhouse match that they incorporated things like music and ambiance to it. And I'd almost like to see them actually add in music or something as the wrestlers are wrestling. So like they know when the crescendo is going to happen or, that kind of thing. Like, when something big is about to happen because you're starting to get like that horror music in there,
But I think too, that's going to
Are you going to say words here?
Suspend our disbelief. I know what I want to say. It won't come out. Suspend our disbelief, man. Because if you hear the music, like you said, crescendoing, you know something's going to happen. That kind of spoils it. You know what I mean?
I guess, but I would still try it right now. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The ratings are already the lowest they've ever been.
I think they should take this time instead of rehashing or redoing matches like they did last night with the Ruby Riott match. I think they should enhance talent, and I think they're doing a good job with that with the Selena Vega crew. I think they're spending this time to build these guys up and make them strong. And apparently now MVP's got a couple guys he's got under him now. So I think they need to enhance talent during this time and storylines. So when they are able to go back to full crowds, they can be off to the races instead of having to start off slow.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's funny too, because, like people have been sitting there saying that the WWE is forcing everyone to come to work and this, that, and the other. And if you look at the people that are actually wrestling right now, it's a very small crew that's wrestling.
It's the same crew. I mean, you got to think about it. Of course, you're going to have McIntyre there because he's your new champ, right? You're gonna have Rollins there. He's one. I didn't see Becky this week, so usually she's there. I mean, it seems like they're using the same handful of people, which goes back to my Raw's roster is so deep. You would think that they would use this time to try to elevate some of these guys that you don't see all the time.
Well, and again, they're definitely doing that. I mean, they've got Apollo Crews on every week. They've got Andrade, they've got Humberto, and they've got Austin Theory going every week. So they're definitely making household names out of people that haven't been household names for a while. Andrade notwithstanding, but that the other three all hadn't been on TV in forever, and now all of a sudden, like Apollo Crews is getting a U.S. title match now. Yeah. I find it really interesting though that guys like, okay, I get that Randy Orton's selling an injury, right? Because Edge demolished him at WrestleMania, but Kevin Owens' opponent is showing up every week, but Kevin Owens isn't showing up every week, and it's kind of interesting to me, because you would have thought that right now Owens would be thinking
he might be hurt too, though.
And he very well could be. I mean, like, obviously that match was, he's the one that took the brunt of, now I'm having problems talking, the brunt of the business there in that match. So, I mean, it's possible, we have no idea. We haven't seen any injury reports or anything like that recently. But I do find it interesting that, they're not at least putting him on TV, like Becky's not on TV, but they still show a highlight of her WWE 24 thing, so they still keep her fresh in your mind. And you would think that right now, if you're not going to show matches, maybe what you do is you actually highlight what these folks are doing at home during this, and AEW is a prime example. They've got the Bubbly Bunch where Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle are all sitting there doing like little snippets of video, which makes no sense. What's that?
But they're hilarious. You're going to say makes no sense, but they're hilarious.
Well, and here's why it makes no sense. And you're right. They're hilarious, which I'm completely fine with, except for the fact that this faction's supposed to be like, take no bullshit. And yet all they're doing is delivering bullshit there, Like,
it's like the NWO though, dude. Man, they're bad guys, but they're the cool bad guys. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're going for. DX, when DX was supposedly heel, they were doing the same bullshit. Time to play the game. You said I got and you said I got to make suggestions to who you draw.
Hey, well, I'm beginning to wonder whether or not I'm going to try to draw right now, just because, like, I was drawing at work all day because I wasn't doing any actual work. Like you said, nobody's actually going to watch this video, so it's not like I have to worry about that.
Oh,
so Tino, what has been going on with you?
Not a whole lot, man. Like I said, I've had a lot of time off which is cool. My day job's been cool enough to, even if I work one shift, they're still paying us for 40 hours. So which is cool. They're trying to keep everything to social distancing, and they're trying to make sure that they're taking care of people. So I've had a lot of, I've had days off, and my work pattern's been weird. So I've been able to spend a lot of time at home with Nicole and the kids. And even though they're doing their schooling, during the day, we still get breaks. We take walks. We're riding bikes. We're exercising. We clean the garage. I mean, yard work. We've got a lot of time, and then just hanging out and enjoying each other. Watching a lot of shows. Obviously, watching a lot of TV, trying to find interesting things to watch. Right now, what we're binge watching on, and I swore I'd never watch it because I thought it looked stupid, and Haley loves it. So she's got us watching The Office. Have you watched this show?
Oh yeah. I mean, The Office, I think it ended in like 2014, man.
Yeah, it's like 9 seasons. So right now, Nicole and Haley's already watched them all. I mean, she's, but it's 9 seasons. Nicole and I are on season 2. So this is what we're binge watching now. So
have they done the casino night episode yet?
No, not yet. So
okay, that is like my favorite episode.
The casino.
There's a lot of really funny stuff in it, and it's one of those shows where like you either get it or you don't. I feel, and when you get it, it's because like your day is very similar to what those folks in that office actually go through. Like I've never watched Parks and Rec, and I've never watched Community, which apparently were very similar in tone to a lot of the stuff that The Office did. But obviously, The Office was all about the actual like group of people that you work with.
Yeah.
And I guess Community and that stuff also are, but for whatever reason, I just never really got into those shows like I did The Office. I actually watched most of The Office. I think I stopped watching when Steve Carell left the show, and then I watched the series finale. And just recently I read up on it, and Steve Carell actually told them that he would be willing to sign a contract to do more episodes, and they never came and gave him an offer. So it was almost like they kind of felt like they didn't need him to be on the show anymore for the success to continue. Almost like what was her name on Cheers? Where Diane ended up leaving, and they brought in Kirstie Alley.
Yeah.
And they felt that the show didn't lose anything. Now, The Office, I felt as soon as Michael Scott was not on there, it lost a major portion of it.
That's like the Happy Days without the Fonz.
Yeah. So it's like Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so they, so he ended up leaving with like 2 seasons to go, and obviously the show didn't make it much longer because it got canceled 2 years later, or it ended 2 years later, whatever they want to say about it. They even brought in the guy from The Blacklist, James Spader, to play Robert California, to take over as the boss, and it just never felt right. So anyways, so you're watching that. What else?
Ready to get back out and play. Looking at a lot of my contemporaries are doing like Facebook Lives and things like that. But I got an idea. I was watching YouTube, and I was watching came across the Bare Naked Ladies, and they're doing this thing called the Selfie Jam, which is kind of cool. They're so one guy he'll record like the lead guy, he'll record the vocals and the guitar, he'll send it to the other guys in the band, and then they'll do their part, and then they put it all together, kind of like a Zoom thing, but and make a video of it. He's playing the drums here, and you see the guy playing guitar and singing, and the guy over here is playing the keyboard. I mean, that's kind of cool, and it gave me an idea. So I got something in the works. Bringing something old back and doing that. So I hadn't got everybody. I got just about it. I'm waiting on one more guess, and then we're gonna go for it. And It's going to be a surprise.
And then you're gonna like broadcast it live on YouTube or something.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot. We're gonna probably do a selfie jam kind of that. If that one works, and people seem to like it, we'll probably do a few more.
So folks, I'm the one that hasn't been asked to be part of that yet. So that's why
you're not in the band.
What do you mean I'm not in the band?
You're not in the band. No.
I was that one night.
Huh?
I was that one night.
That one night?
Yeah. Way back in the day when you played Arnie's and you were like, I'm gonna go take a break. Rob, get up here and sing.
Oh yeah, I did forget. Yeah, I forgot about that. You did a song.
Maybe one too many Rolling Rocks that night for you.
I probably had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, probably. So all right. So that's what's been going on with you. The family's good, I guess.
Family's good. Everybody's good, man. I can't complain. What's going on with you? How's you still got the place yourself, Shorty and Shane back, or?
No. The sister and brother-in-law are vacationing in South Carolina. They are enjoying themselves verily down there. They just put in a hot tub in the place down there. So they now are drinking like margaritas every day and hot tubbing because, well, they're not working because, Michelle probably is working, but she's probably working from the hot tub while drinking a margarita. What's that?
That could be dangerous.
Well, it most definitely could, but they're insured, I guess, so they really don't care. My mom and dad are doing well. They hate this staying away from everybody thing. Like my mom is one of those people that she's just like, why don't you come over and have dinner? And it's like, no, we can have dinner on Zoom, or we can we can live stream it or something. But no, you're not allowed. So of course she's like, well, I don't know what a Zoom is. So I had to go over and actually set up Zoom for her over at her house.
I did too. I did forget. Last week I went and saw Mom. I left Thursday and came back Saturday.
It's so funny though, because like mom will be listening in to what we're saying, and we'll ask her a question and she'll just be like, and then it'll be like, Mom, we're talking to you. And she's like, oh, sorry about that. Like what we really want to do, because my mom's got like 8 siblings or 9 siblings. Like,
oh wow.
I would love to set one up for them and like just watch them go, because like I don't even think they like it would be like what does this do? Why are we doing this? Like why can't and all of them would be doing the same shit.
That's the show you need to put on YouTube.
Just call it The Ants.
Yeah, I don't know.
It would be so funny to watch them though, because like, my mom is like, just to give everybody some clarity here. My mom is totally the type of person that when you tell her to leave her cell phone on, she turns her cell phone off and puts it in her pocketbook and doesn't know how to check her voicemail, doesn't know how to do anything, because she still has a landline that is still attached to the wall. Now she's got cordless phones around the house, but she's the only person I know that still only uses her landline. And the only time she turns her cell phone on is apparently like when she's going to work. So like the rest of the day you would think, okay, let me just call the 919 blah, blah, blah number. No, got to call the house, because that's the only phone she picks up, because the other one's just not on. So if she were to do like Zoom or something like that with her sisters are the same way. My mom's 70, so in fact she's 71 as of about 3 weeks ago, the day after Nicole's birthday. So it would just be funny because like she doesn't text, she doesn't use her cell phone, she barely knows how to. She's like, what button is the email button on this computer? And it's like, there is no email button. You gotta open up a browser, type in Gmail, and she's like, I need a button that does it. So I had to set up a button. Like she opens the browser and then there's a button she clicks on and it goes to Gmail.
one of the things that I had to go down there and help my mom with. So my mom, she went to the doctor, and they found out like she's borderline diabetic. So, all right, mom. So I went down there and helped. Okay, this is what you need to eat. Blah 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 blah. And so my sister and my sister lives in Kansas, so we've been doing Zoom workouts with my mom, trying to get her up and moving, and and walking and things like that. So my mother she doesn't have a laptop, which I'm probably going to get we're probably going to get her like a Chromebook or something. But she didn't have a laptop, and the computer she has doesn't have a camera on it. So she's doing the Zoom from her phone. So she has to set her phone down. Well, she can't. Then she's like, sometimes she can't hear it. So you look at her and you see this. She's trying to hear her. I'm like, okay, mom. I'm sorry.
Dude, so let me ask, is your mom one of these people? Blah 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 blah. I hate those people, man. Like they're always like, but they can't hear me unless I go like this. It's like, no, you just hold the phone up. It's big enough. It goes all the way. Like what makes you think you have to do this?
Well, when we first, she's got the iPhone, so we got the FaceTime. So this, mom, back up. What? Can you see me? Back up.
I don't need to see what's in your nose.
You can hold it. You can hold it here, mom. You hold it here, and we can see you just fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doing. It's like when we do this. Like when we do this number. Oh, that's way too close. Like let's back it back up. It's like.
Oh man.
So this past weekend I took part in Mainframe Comic-Con. It was a digital only Comic-Con. It had guests on it. It had guests on it that like Seth Green from Robot Chicken. It had the entire Robot Chicken crew actually. It had Kevin Smith on it. It had the guy that plays Agent Coulson from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on it. David Harbour, the guy that plays Hopper on Stranger Things, was on it. So it was really cool. I had like a 20-minute block that I was allowed to talk about my comics with my buddy Billy, and that was it.
Were you on the same time with all those other celebrities? Did you get to meet?
No. So they all, like, what they did was they blocked off like.
Oh, okay.
So my time was on the West Coast block. I got 2:00 in the morning our time. Yeah, that was awesome. I did all right. I talked about junior high horrors. I talked a little bit about Ex Liefelds, and they asked me a couple questions, and I had my buddy Billy on, and Billy talked about his comic, The D Word. So that was really kind of cool. I'm really one of those people that when there's an opportunity to talk about my comics, I want every opportunity I could take. So it's good. I also made sure to plug the YouTube channel, the Instagram, and all that stuff to try to push stuff out that way too. Because I've been doing a lot of artwork. Like my Gambit card here.
Well, I've been checking it out. I've been seeing you, and I've seen you got on your YouTube channel. You got other guests on there too. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I had my buddy Tim Showers on there not too long ago because he was like, yeah, man, let's do something. And I'm like, okay, let's do it tonight. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it tonight. And he's like, okay. So like he hopped on there, and we just started like BSing around on the stuff, which I thought was pretty funny. But I'm pulling something up on my PC real quick, and I'm going to show it to the audience by sharing the screen here. So hold on a second. I'm going to share the screen. And these are the hopefully we don't drop signal or pick you off again or anything like that. But here we go.
Oh.
So there's one of the pieces of art I did, not too long ago. That's the Hall and Nash piece. This one actually, I went ahead and I put some lettering on it, and you see that I added the ring to them now, right?
Yeah.
So of course this one says, "Hey yo, it's survey time. How many of you here came to see WCW, and how many of you came to see the NWO?" So I thought that was pretty funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so there's that one. Let me see if I can bounce over to some of the other pieces while
I like the maybe you had, was it DX? What was it? You had there was them. There was like one them and
it wasn't and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. The clicks. Remember I said click.
Sorry, I'm trying to do this like quickly, and it's obviously not going as quick as I would like it to. But here, hold on a second. And my computer for some reason is slowed down to a crawl, which I can't stand. But
it's because everybody's on the internet. Everybody's live streaming, and
you're not wrong. You're not wrong with that statement. So what
are you doing that? What do you think of the Money in the Bank concept, where they have to? And how are they going to do this? You got to go from the lobby all the way to the top of Titan Towers. How are they going to do this? There's still got to be plans so they can get off on every floor. They can fighting in the elevator, fighting in the stairwells. How do you think it's going to? How do you think they're going to play that out?
Well, there's no way that they're gonna do it through the entire Titan Towers. So there's Hall Match and Shawn Michaels for you. And now that I've got the Triple H one, I'll probably add Triple H, somewhere on it and have the entire clique. Although it's funny that Triple H is the only one not wearing red in these pieces, right? So
right.
I just lost my cursor. I can't even try to stop sharing this at this point. There we go. But yeah, I also did for our Le Champion, I also did this piece.
A little bit of the bubbly?
Yeah, he's definitely drinking a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Let me pull it up and then screen share that one as well. So
you don't think the whole building?
What's that?
You don't think they'll be fighting through the whole building? How do you think they're going to pull it off?
I don't know how many stories the building is, first of all. So I mean, I don't think we, I don't think we have to necessarily see them go 20 floors to the top. Like I have a feeling that what they're going to do is all fight in an elevator at some point. But I like the concept. I think it's pretty cool. There's Jericho, by the way, for you.
Oh, cool. I do like that's cool.
Yeah, I really like the background that I created for all of them. It's one wrestling ring that I just move around so I can drop the characters on it. Let me stop sharing that one. I got one more that I'm going to show everybody. This one, that Le Champion is actually also going to be a sticker that you can purchase from my online store, which I think is pretty cool. I have a Mick Foley sticker that is also going to be on there, but now I'm going to show everybody my computer is just going nuts. All right. And then we have this one, which is actually a t-shirt on my TeePublic store and has been doing all right since I put it up there. And I'll show that in just a second, I think. Oh, it's not there yet. Where did it go? Why am I not getting the window? So I've been doing more artwork recently because I hadn't been. Oh, here now it finally showed up. Because I hadn't really felt like writing recently, so I wanted to stay creative and continue doing something. So this piece right here I call the Wall of Jerichos, and it actually goes from goes from when he was the Lionheart Chris Jericho up in the top left corner to the Y2J first guy with both beating Austin and Rock in the same night. Then you have the Best in the World Chris Jericho. Then you have the Festival of Friendship Chris Jericho, the Painmaker Chris Jericho, and then finally you have Le Champion. And this is actually on my TeePublic site. So if you go to teepublic.com/users/rpodcheck, this is one of the items that actually shows up, and you can purchase a t-shirt of it. Or, I mean, if you want, you can purchase a pillow with the Wall of Jericho's on it. Or today I even put up Carino masks, because you're not allowed to say what the virus is actually called. So they call it the Carino virus now.
Oh, okay.
For Steve Carino. Apparently, YouTube doesn't monetize any video that uses the term. So we can just leave it at that, I guess. So yeah, so the Wall of Jericho's t-shirt is available. You can get it in a variety of different colors. I thought that it was pretty cool, so I went ahead and I put that up. And then the artwork, I've basically been telling everybody in our wrestling group and everybody else out there that if they want commissions of different art or anything like that, I'm pretty cheap. And so this past week I made like $200 just, selling artwork and shipping it off. So I did a really cool Ultimate Warrior piece for Scott, from the wrestling group. And then our buddy Matt also said that he wanted the same one. So I just redrew the Ultimate Warrior. He had the ropes that he was shaking. So I sold both of those. I sold a Finn Balor piece. I sold one of my favorites was a Kurt Angle piece that I did that somebody bought. And then I did a birthday commission for somebody's son. Apparently he's a big Mickey Mouse and Marvel fan. So I drew a Mickey Mouse wearing a Deadpool costume.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty inventive piece for me. So I was pretty excited about that. And then all these packages that I've been, putting together and sending out via USPS, I've put all different types of goodies in with it. And then as I get the stickers and everything else, like I pretty much think I'm going to have care packages that I'll be sending out to people. So when they order like a piece of art, they're going to get art, maybe a sticker, maybe some comics or whatever, just to kind of like, thank them for putting a little bit more into my pocket as well. But hold on a second. I'll grab some of those other art pieces that I did just recently to show everybody. So yesterday I did a Green Lantern piece on a live stream. Now, Tino, when you see this from your camera, is he green or is he gray?
He's gray.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, and this is a very green marker that I used.
I think that's when you text me, and I think when you texted it to me, it was green.
Yeah. So it's very green, but yet for whatever reason on the stream, everything seems to turn gray. So I find that a little bit odd.
I don't know if is he? Can you see that? Is he green there?
He's green there.
Yeah.
So it must just be it must just be my camera maybe. But I've got all the original art from
my favorite.
I know isn't that cool? Like I actually went out and bought glow in the dark stuff, and I'm able to actually get this thing to glow in the dark now, which is pretty awesome. The Triple H drawing actually does that too. So here's one of your favorite guy growing up,
the Hulkster.
Yeah, there's Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan.
Can you do Big Dusty with the polka dots?
Can I do what?
Dusty with the polka dots, baby.
I could do Dusty. I mean, and I'll tell everybody what they cost here in just a moment. There's Undertaker. and that's old school Undertaker with the purple gloves.
What? That one didn't come out gray. You can see the purple in the gloves. Is it something about that green? You think?
It must be the green because here, if I hold up Swamp Thing,
it's like brown.
All the green, yeah, it turns gray and brown. So it very well could be either just the program that I'm using. What's weird though is the back wall behind me. What color is that?
I can't really tell. It's just kind of like a bluish.
Here, let me switch cameras real quick.
Because if you're in the room, I think you're in those rooms green.
Yeah, this room is green.
That's still a bluish tint to it.
Yeah, so and definitely not as high quality. So we're gonna move back up to the other quality. There we go. So yeah, so I did a Joker and Harley Quinn piece, which.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So and with that piece, I actually took them and put them together on something else. Apparently, everyone's telling me that my Cable looks like Bill Murray.
It does.
So now everybody's telling me that I should draw Bill Murray as other characters. I drew a Bizarro.
Superman. Okay.
No, Bizarro.
Bizarro, yeah.
Yeah, the reverse version of him. All right, now let's go back to some wrestlers. Here's.
Ooh yeah, Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Gonna be the cream of the crop, good till it drops. Oh yeah. Got my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, Mick Foley. Oh, that's nope, that is Catch Jack.
Well, it's actually Mick Foley. So remember later in his career when he was just Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is Mick Foley there. I got some sketches from when I drew some other characters. I drew Scarecrow from Batman.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Let's see. I got some other ones. Oh, so I was working on trying to draw the Revival. I don't know if I like these two. So we got Cash Wheeler.
Uh-huh.
And then we got the other guy. And he just looks like a supervillain.
Yeah, he does. He looks evil as hell.
So I drew Sam Elliott.
I think you sent me that one.
So the reason why I even tried to draw Sam Elliott is because I watched the entire show The Ranch that had Ashton Kutcher on it. It's an excellent Netflix show, by the way. It has no right being as good as it is, but I really enjoyed that. Yep. See, here's another one where it's actually green, and yet she's showing up. She's showing up in gray.
Is her so the outfit on her is green there?
Yes.
That was Immortal, right?
What's that?
Was that Immortal?
Yes, that's Elisa from Immortal. And then of course
No, that's sad. Spider-Man meets It, really? Really?
Well, no, he's just carrying a balloon.
Really?
Yeah, he's just carrying a balloon.
Is that Pennyworth in the Spider-Man outfit?
No, it is not. And then of course I did Lobo as well.
Okay. I like that too.
Yeah, I like the way the logo came out. The Lobo I might actually turn into a T-shirt design. So I've been doing commissions. I've been doing that kind of stuff.
So how much you charging folks?
What's up?
So you say you're gonna get in the pricing. So what are you charging folks?
So like one of the 8.5 by 11 drawings I've just been doing for like $25.
That's not bad.
$5 to ship it. And like I've been doing full color pretty quick. So I mean the reason why I'm charging even $25 is because like shipping for it is $5 to $10 depending on how heavy the package is. Obviously cost of materials, like these Statler Micron pens cost like $12 for a pack of 6 or pens, so you can't use cheap materials when you're trying to draw this stuff. So I just got these new Copic markers. Mm-hmm. And these things are like $6 each.
Dang.
Yeah, because you got to get like the flesh tone colors, and you got to get, so like if you're coloring everything, and then like these Pigma brush pens that I use, which I really like because they actually have a brush tip on them.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not an actual like pen, it's more like a brush that just has ink in it. Those are like $4 a piece. So like the materials alone cost enough to make the artwork worth the price of admission on it. So and then of course, if you don't want anything that big, or you want like something else that you could use, I've been doing the sketch cards recently. So you got Wacko, Yakko, and Dot.
WB.
So something like this, I charge $10 for the card.
One card?
Yeah. If you end up getting a bunch of them, then I cut you a break. Like the other day, I showed you the Scooby-Doo ones that I did, right? No. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably on my Instagram, but I sold those cards, so I actually don't have them anymore. So I can't even. What's up?
What'd you have? Did you have all of them, or just Scoob? Who'd you have?
It was Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, Freddy, and Daphne.
There were separate cards.
Yeah, each one of them was a different card. So that I think I sold all 5 cards for $40. So I gave them like 20% off for buying 5 of them. Although that one, like all of a sudden a week later, I finally go, okay, I'm going to take the money out of the account so that I can, go buy some more supplies and stuff. So I immediately, move the money out of my Cash App account into my bank account. And then I get a message like 5 minutes later that says, hey, do you have a tracking number for that art? Because I haven't seen it yet. And it told me that it was supposed to get there by like 2 days later. Right?
Snap.
I was just mailing it to like Hillsboro or something. And and like, so I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, do I have a tracking number? Do I have any, like, and I didn't have anything. So the next day it comes to my house and it says return to sender because they couldn't find the address. And I'm like, I found the address by looking it up on Google. Like how can the mailman not find the address?
So what'd you do?
So I took it back to the post office and I shipped it again. This time he gave me a different address to send it to like his parents' house or something because he knows it'll get there. But then the post office charged me 3 times as much to ship it the second time.
Why?
They said that and it was really weird because the woman kept telling me that I used the kiosk to send it the first time, and I didn't. I went up to somebody at the post office and said, I need to ship this first class mail, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, that'll be $1.80. The second time she's like, oh, it'll be $4.80. And I'm like, what the, but I don't care. I charged $5 for shipping anyway. So at that point I was like, you know what, let me get the insurance and everything else on this one now that it's come back once already.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, I found I got information that the young lady that bought the Mickey Mouse as Deadpool, she got it today and she contacted me to thank me for it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the other packages that I sent out will probably get to their destinations tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me now that I pretty much filibustered for 20 minutes.
Hey. That's how we play catch up.
That is, and obviously we're posting this live on YouTube. So anybody that does check it out, thank you. Now let's get into some meat and potatoes of WWE layoffs, cuts, and what's going on. Like I heard today that Cain Velasquez is no longer employed by the WWE.
He had one match?
Yeah, he had one match.
Was that in Saudi, right? When he was in Saudi Arabia?
Yep, he did the Brock Lesnar rubber match, or I guess the second match, just to give Brock his win back. And then apparently was training at the Performance Center, but now isn't training at the Performance Center because nobody is, except for the people that they're using on a regular basis.
I think he signed a multi-year deal. I think Vince is like, nope.
Yeah, the way I was looking at it, man, I think Vince probably wasn't satisfied with how he looked after his first match, and then said, okay, we're cutting anybody that we're not using that doesn't really fit the mold. So I think he probably saw it as a way to dump a good salary without having to worry about it, right?
Yeah, and a lot of these guys that he cut, even though your guy at AEW says that he's not taking any old WWE guys, a lot of those guys, he's going to get the Revival. He's going to snatch the Revival up. He's going to snatch up EC3.
If I were EC3, I would probably not want to go right to AEW. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Rusev, or Miro, I guess is what his real name is, I think that he truly needs to go to Japan first. I think that he would instantly be the biggest guy over in Japan. Not to mention, they've obviously got some sort of Russian fan connection because it's in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So like he would be instantly over. He'd be able to take on his monster gimmick again of being an unstoppable brute. Basically work his way through the division, maybe work some matches with like Ishii or some of those really big nasty guys that like to hit really hard, and I think that he would just gobble up like the press and praise and everything else if he just decided not to go the route that everybody else goes, which is let me go ahead and call the other US company and see what's going on there.
What about Eric Rowan? You think they should take him into AEW and put him in with
Harper?
With
Harper? I mean, they could, but again, like here's the problem that's going to happen if AEW picks up every single one of these guys.
I'm not saying every single one of them, but the Revival. That's where Revival's going.
Oh, yes. And I anticipate that the Revival or the whatever the Revolt or whatever they're calling themselves now, I think that they obviously already have an inner working feud with the Young Bucks, so they could easily go over there. Except here's the thing that I don't think anybody realizes: the Revival is a group of guys that is all about no flips, just fists, right?
Old school.
So you put them in a match against two guys that are nothing but flips, and who knows if you're going to get a 5-star match out of them together? Because if they can't create harmony, you can't create a good match. And if you got and obviously the Young Bucks can pretty much work with anybody, but can they work a 5-star match with a group like the Revival that should be able to put on 5-star matches? Like I almost think that for all of these guys to get over, because here's what's going to happen: if AEW gobbles up 6 or 7 of these talents, then what happens to the Darby Allins? What happens to the Sammy Guevaras? Because you got to give them all time. And right now you have AEW Dark, which is going to have your dark matches, and then you got AEW Dynamite, but you don't have any other programming. Now, granted, they keep talking about a second show, but if they don't have that second show, you can't highlight everybody. This is the problem of the WWE in 2002 when they decided to brand split, and this is the problem with WWE now, right? You've got not enough, like right now, they're not using nearly any of their talent, so you're highlighting specific ones, so it's actually working pretty well in their favor. But, I mean, look at it. Mike Bennett, they dropped him. Drake Maverick, they dropped him, although he's still showing up on NXT for the Cruiserweight Championship thing. Sarah Logan, she'd probably be running for a championship anywhere else, but in the WWE, she gets 3 matches a year. So what AEW does not want to have happen is they don't want to have the same thing that the WWE has, where they have so much upper card talent that somebody's got to be a jobber.
Yeah.
And right now I guess they're okay with like Colt Cabana coming in, winning a couple matches, and then losing a bunch of matches, or Sean Spears basically getting the the Vince treatment where right now they're just putting him against garbage so that he can get some wins.
Yeah. And when I said EC3 earlier, I could see two things happening to EC3. They could put him in a faction with MJF, or they can make him the tag team partner for Shawn Spears.
Well, I thought it was funny. I already saw the picture that showed both him and MJF as tag team champions. And MJF actually got online and saw the picture and he goes, "Where's Wardlow?" Like, he didn't say, no, that's not good. He said, "Where's Wardlow?" But even EC3, I almost think that the best move for him would either be to go back to Impact, where he could instantly go for the championship in Impact, or go to somewhere maybe even like NWA, where he's actually going against, you know, some other talents like James Storm or Nick what's his last name? The champion.
Aldis.
Yeah, Nick Aldis. You know, like those types of guys. Like, it's such a good problem to have for them. Obviously, I think the money's going to be with AEW, right? The big money for someone like Rusev, I think, is actually going to be in Japan because they love big guys.
That's probably where Rowan should go as well.
I agree. I think that the Revival, if they were, you know, like right now, I think unfortunately Ring of Honor is not the right place for almost anybody. I don't think there's enough talent in Ring of Honor right now.
You don't think Mike and Maria could go back there and damn rule that?
Own it? Yeah, you're right. They could.
Matter or even TNA, like show TNA some love. So I think if TNA got some of these guys got the rub, I think they could help elevate TNA.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I think that when you think about a lot of this talent, you know, and I don't know what TNA's or Impact Wrestling's I don't know what their tag team division looks like, but could you imagine the Revival basically doing what Cody did his first 2 years outside of WWE, where he basically just said, "I'm going to be a free agent and I'm going to wrestle everywhere." Like, prove that you are the best tag team in the world, you know, like go out there and actually do that. I do find it like when we talk about the cuts that the WWE did, obviously they do this every year. They release people based on work ethic, not liking what they're getting out of them not being over, whatever the case might be. But in a situation like this, like people started going, "I can't believe the WWE actually just let all these people go." When you're talking about talent, if you look at the list, almost every single one of them asked for the release at some point.
Yeah. And just finally doing it because now they can't afford them. But Vince has got this whole other supposedly what they say, 300 million or something tucked away.
They said $500 million tucked away as like a war chest in case they need it. And I mean, every company has been saying that they've got, you know, financial stability to get through this or whatever, but no one knows what's coming from it. You know, Steve Corino's like really hurting everybody right now. You know, the Carino crisis is real, man. Yeah. And I guess I have to give, like, I think Wrestling Observer or something the rub on that for giving us the Carino crisis as the term that you can use to get past everything. But you know, like right now, like people complaining that Mike and Maria got released. Mike asked for his release immediately after he found out Maria was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So just because they had a baby at home doesn't mean he didn't want to be on the road working. You know, like, granted, their downside guarantees was like $500,000 a year, you know, or $250,000 each or something like that. Like it boggles my mind that you know, you have these people making $250,000 each and they're sitting at home. Like right now, everybody's sitting there going, "I'd rather sit at home, thanks."
So, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I've always said, like, if I had played professional sports, you know, the football, I'd get millions of dollars to sit on the bench. I sure would.
Although I don't know, with football, like it's just like pro wrestling, you know, all the concussions and bumps and everything else that you take. You only got so many bumps on the bump card. and some people's bump cards are a lot shorter than other people's bump cards. So some of them are like, they got too many punches in it already. So, but like everybody, I find it funny that everybody's like, I can't believe that they let this guy go, or I can't believe how badly they misuse this talent, and like everyone seems to forget that Rusev was as over as he was at the beginning. Not talking about Rusev Day, but at the beginning because of how he was booked. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that they know how to book you and then they don't know how to book you, because Rusev was great until he faced John Cena at WrestleMania. He was running through everybody. He was putting them in. He was putting them in that the Steiner recliner. And sure,
the accolade.
But it's still, to me, just, I'm looking at it going, oh, okay, whatever. Now at the same time, I was a little surprised to see Heath Slater get released.
Why though?
Well, because he was the only one that actually made it from 3MB to not get released before that. So now everybody thinks that he's going to get picked back up after things pick up again, and he'll be world champion, because that's what happens to those guys.
He probably will. You see, Jinder Mahal made his way back last night.
I did, and I think that they're going to play him into the Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre stuff.
Or baby.
I'm okay with it too. Like, if all of a sudden Jinder sits there and becomes the next disciple of Seth Rollins, because yeah, I mean, Jinder is a heel. No one's going to cheer Jinder Mahal. It's just not gonna happen. Nobody ever has cheered him. Nobody is ever gonna cheer him.
You think I didn't think. No, they thought nobody was gonna cheer. Who's a champion now? I'm tired. Nobody thought they were gonna cheer McIntyre.
Baloney. Paul Heyman knew that from the beginning, man. He said you let him go out. Did you watch the documentary on Drew?
No, I didn't watch that one yet. So what did Paul E say?
Dude, Paul E is like, he's sitting there talking about how like Drew basically has all the makeup to be the next Brock Lesnar, and he really does. Like, he's big, he's athletic, he's a freak when it comes to like. But when you think about it, when he showed up when he was 21 years old, he was garbage. Like, he was pushed too fast. He was on SmackDown like a week into working for the WWE, and they even talk about that in the whole thing. And then he got completely.
Was it a U.S. or Intercontinental? What was he? It was.
I think it was Intercontinental.
Intercontinental.
Yeah, like almost instantly Intercontinental champion, right?
Same thing. Same thing with The Rock.
Well, and what happened?
Santana Marella.
Like, the Rock and John Cena's careers actually parallel each other so well, because when you think about it, The Rock was on the verge of maybe not getting released because they definitely knew something was there. But if he didn't go heel and get that one promo where he started, talking about his millions and millions of fans and everything else, if he hadn't ever cut that heel promo, Rocky Maivia wouldn't be the highest paid actor in Hollywood today.
So what do you think? The Dr. Thugonomics saved Cena?
It totally did. And if you watch the what was it? The Ruthless Aggression show that they did.
I watched that.
John Cena sits there and talks about how, had he not
put on the back of that bus,
not wrapped on the bus next to Stephanie McMahon, he never would have been the 16-time world champion. Like, it's amazing to see that they saw something there and they said, "Hey, can you do, like, how are you doing that? Like, did you write that somewhere?" And he's like, "No, it's called freestyling. That's what you do. You just freestyle it." And they're like, "Can you do that every night?" And he's like, "Of course I can." Like, and some of them were trash, some of them were great. For whatever reason, he's a Boston guy wearing a New York Yankees jersey. I don't know why. But they knew that they had something from him. And it's funny too, because if you watch, even further back on that ruthless aggression stuff, they talk about how like Cena was Rico's tag team partner when he started.
Yep.
Rico. Seriously? And all of a sudden, like everyone started noticing Cena for his weird promos and everything else, and it just took off, right? And then all of a sudden Vince saw him once and he's like, we need to get that kid on TV. You know, but then he almost failed. The Rock, Pineapple Hair Rock, almost, failed. Like Steve Austin as the ringmaster failed.
Well, they gave him that shitty gimmick.
It's like the only one of those really bad gimmicks that could have failed that didn't was Mankind.
That's because they put it on Mick Foley. Mick Foley could turn.
But it wasn't because it was Mick Foley. Now, granted, Mick Foley put Mick Foley into that, and Mick Foley obviously is one of the most creative guys out there. But think about it. It wasn't until they did those interviews with Jim Ross with Mankind where he's like, it wasn't just one worm, Jimmy. It was an entire plate of worms that I had to eat, and like that whole thing, like before you know it, like people started to care because he cared so much. It's like The Undertaker. The Undertaker in today's wrestling environment should not be able to get over because he's a gimmick. It's like Oz in WCW, right? It's Kevin Nash as Oz. What the F was that all about, right? But The Undertaker bought it, and he made it him. And then he put more and more of him into that character until they finally let him be himself, the American Badass for a while, right? And then everybody seems to think that we got the American Badass at WrestleMania.
We did.
I still think that he should have done a costume change, but I not gonna fault them for actually putting together a decent match.
No.
What?
No costume change. I told you about that.
No, the costume change would have been great, man. You bury the dead man, and you have the American Badass show up behind him. Boom. Like, okay, so it's the many lives of the Undertaker.
The many faces.
I mean, he keeps talking about this Holy Trinity, and it's like, what's he even talking about there? And apparently, it's the dead man, the American Badass, and Big Evil. Is apparently what it's supposed to be. All three combined is the Holy Trinity. What
did Jim Ross call him? Booger Red? What about that one? Who was that?
Booger Red?
You remember you call him Booger Red if you go back in commentaries, some of those when he was, I think it was the Big Evil or American Badass when his hair, it was like red and he always wore the red bandanas. Yeah, Jim Ross would call him Booger Red.
I don't remember that at all. Did he actually call that on program?
Yes.
Really? Booger Red?
YouTube, see if you can pull up Booger Red here and say he called him Booger Red.
I don't want to. It's horrible. But it's you see all these gimmicks fail, and yes, you know what? I was talking about that, but I really want to talk about something else, and it's really important that we get it out before this episode ends.
Okay.
And it's what the hell was up with Vince McMahon on SmackDown?
I think he was high, or he's going senile. Oh, he's going senile. He's old, dude.
I think he was either. I mean, he was like Flair drunk.
No, dude. I don't think he was drunk. I think he's just he's getting senile.
And I mean, I can see why he doesn't want to be on TV then. Like he literally, like, I don't even know what he was taught. He sounded incoherent.
He rambled.
He did. He's you're just gonna go home.
Like he rambled and he was talking about the gobbledygooker and I'm like, how is this? It's Triple H. What are you?
And so I said it in the Facebook group, and I want to say this as well. What about all those other wrestlers that have been around 25 years?
They're not.
Like,
They're not. They're not Vince McMahon's son-in-law.
well, I know, but like at this point, Paul White's been there almost 25 years.
He's not a McMahon.
No, but he got the WrestleMania championship match.
He's not a McMahon.
It annoyed me, man. Like, it annoys me to see that they talk about that and they didn't do 25 years of The Rock. He probably would have come back for that.
You see, Shawn Michaels said, "I didn't get my 25 years."
And I loved that about it because he's like, oh, remember what we did for my 25th? Yeah, remember that? I don't, because we didn't do anything.
No, dude. My favorite part of that segment, and when it happened, I thought of you. When Triple H had Stephanie on the phone, and he's about to hang up on her, she said, "You tell that lazy-eyed," and he hung up on her. I was like,
why did that remind you of me?
Because you're always talking about his lazy eye.
Oh God, yeah. Well, his eyes. In fact, when I drew the Shawn Michaels, I actually drew his like looking outward, like so both eyeballs were looking opposite.
Only one does it.
What's that?
Only one.
So it really is like a fully lazy eye, but
no, it goes in.
He's got like concave eyes. So now like where mine you see all the light right here, his are just like big raccoon gaps.
Yeah, but the one crosses over. Like the left one like is looking in towards his nose. If you look
like that.
You're like, who are you looking at, Sean? It's gonna stick that way. You better stop.
Someone's gonna slap me in the back of the head like that, like old '80s movie.
Yeah, you better stop. You're an ass.
Man, I miss this. We need to do this more often.
Yeah. We've been doing it. Oh, it's about an hour. It's about that time.
Well, I know. That's why I wanted to ask you about the senile Vince McMahon because, dude.
Oh God.
Like
it was terrible.
I don't know if the shareholders were watching, but they're not gonna keep putting faith in that guy if he walks out there and he's like, well, let me go ahead and talk about this for a second. Gobbledygooker.
And then he walked off because he's like, "Good night, Padre." I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him?
Yeah, why is he calling Triple H Padre? When,
I think that's what the kids at the NXT they call him Padre. So I think he was trying to be funny. So I was looking at one of the tweets, and I can't remember, it might have been Mia Kim, and she said a Padre next to Triple H's name. So I think that's what they call him. It might be an inside joke thing, and he bought, but nobody knows that. So when Vince said it, they're like,
"Oh, it's not funny.
What is wrong with Vince?"
Yeah, dude, I'm sitting there that whole thing, and when he's like, "I love you," and then you hear Shawn Michaels go, "I love both of you." You know, it's like.
Then he's like, "My son-in-law, I said it." I'm like, "What?" Like nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess that was
the first time you've actively accepted him. I don't get it, man. Like.
And Triple H was laughing. I'm like, is he really laughing, or is he just?
No, I think that was just on the script was that he had to laugh there. Like Vince speaks incoherently. You know, like. It just I don't know. It was probably the worst segment that I've seen on WWE broadcasting in a long time. Like I liked the Shawn Michaels bit with him, you know, because having Triple H out there to just gloat about himself for 10 minutes would have been stupid. And the fact that Shawn got to sit there and throw some shade for a little while was pretty funny. But I really was hoping that he was going to super kick him.
I didn't realize Triple H lost that many WrestleManias.
I thought that was awesome. But you know, there was a while there where Triple H didn't lose at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And it pissed a lot of people off because you had Booker T lose to him. You had, I think, Rob Van Dam lose to him. You had Chris Jericho lose to him. Hulk Hogan lose to him. You know, all these guys lose to Triple H, and it's like, but guys, it's their time. Like Booker T was the hottest thing going when when he went up against Triple H, and Triple H took all the heat off of him. You know, just fizzled him out right there. Kind of like I'm starting to feel myself right now.
I didn't like when I didn't like WrestleMania where he beat Sting. I didn't think that was cool, and you knew that was going to happen. They weren't going to let Sting win that match, but still, it'd have been cool to let him win a match, or let him win a WrestleMania.
Well, I think that was Sting's choice. You know, Sting was doing the honors, man. Like at this point, I kind of like the idea of doing another Boneyard match between Sting and the Undertaker.
That'd be cool.
You know, like it's something that they could actually get away with, and make it look a lot more brutal than it really is, and protect Sting and the Undertaker. You know, like they could actually do it. And in fact, Mick Foley even said on Twitter right after he saw the Boneyard match, he said, "Mr. McMahon, can I be in the next Boneyard match at WrestleMania next year?" And the reason why is because he knows that he can do the stunts as long as they're stunts. He can't wrestle anymore. And that was my problem with the Boneyard match. I mean, there were no wrestling moves. Now, granted, they were in a cemetery or whatever, but I still wanted to see some wrestling. You know, a clothesline would have been fine. You know, they even talked about, like, Triple H was actually interviewed about it, and he was like, you guys realize that match had a lot of stuff going on and took like 8 hours for us to film, and AJ Styles was falling on rocks and stuff like that every time he took a bump. So it wasn't like that match didn't hurt those guys. It's just we were able to protect them a little bit better than we would have in an actual in-ring wrestling match. And I'm okay with that. So I kind of like hearing all the commentary after the fact on it, you know, of what everybody feels and thinks on those things. Because I did enjoy it, but I still would have preferred some wrestling happening in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
So, Tino, I think I'm about tapped out, man. I think I'm about ready to call it a night on this.
Cool. All right. Well, let's do it.
I mean, unless you want to keep going.
No, I got to be up at 4:30 in the a.m.
You know, we already did a Broadway here. So.
I'll let you finish yourself, and if you want to keep going, I'm done.
No. You get to send us out of here, though.
All right. So obviously you got your Instagram on there, so they know they can check you out on Instagram at Rob Podcheck. I think that's also your Twitter handle. You can check us out on Twitter, Tino and Potsy.
Potsy and Tino.
I like Tino and Potsy. Potsy and Tino show.
That's not what it is. Someone else may actually have that.
You can check us out on Facebook at Potsy and Tino. I am HootieFan91 on Twitter. You can SC Tino on Instagram. And we want to say thank you. I always forget it. I'm scared I'm always going to forget something. Thank you to the House Cats. Adam's House Cat. Adam's House Cats for our theme, which I think I hear you playing in the background. Is that you playing that right now?
Yes.
So that's Adam's House Cats for the wrestling song. That's our theme song. You can check it out on iTunes for 99 cents. I think that's it. Until next time. When is it going to be next time?
Hopefully next week.
After the pay-per-view or before?
Is next week the pay-per-view?
I think it's next Sunday. Not this coming Sunday, the Sunday after.
Oh, so it's 2 Sundays from now?
Yeah.
But maybe what we do is we do a prediction show next week.
That works for me. So, all right. For Rob, I'm Tino. And as always, on that big house on the hill in Charlotte, we hear Ric Flair, and he is saying,
woo! Woo! Good night, everybody. We had a blast.